Hello everyone, welcome to my first Divinity Original Sin 2 Act 1 guide video. In these videos I'm going into detail for each and every section of Divinity Original Sin 2 that I know of. Just to make a note, it's easy to miss things since there are so many hidden locations and different choices you can make in the game, but hopefully these guides will help you on your journey in Divinity Original Sin 2 no matter which difficulty you're playing on. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The beginning. In the beginning, you awake as a prisoner on a ship traveling to a place called Fort Joy. When you come to, you discover that you have a collar that's stuck on your neck that seems to nullify your source. Sorcerers are different from regular mages. Source is a resource that is far stronger than any kind of magic. Originating from the first garden, as the story goes, the domain of Astartes, goddess of the source. It started out as a force of benevolence but was later corrupted by the Void, its counterpart. Brachus Rex, who will be referenced throughout the game, was a man seeking to use this power to destroy and rule. Source Hunters was an order founded as a result, created to fight the evil sorcerers and anything connected with the source. In the first game, you play as one of these Source Hunters, defending the world from those who would destroy it. And now, in Divinity Original Sin 2, you play as the part of a sorcerer. So back to the ship. In the room you will find Magister Siwan, who will explain the function of the source collar around your neck, or necks if you're playing co-op, which prevent you from using your source magic. She then tells you that you will need to find Magister Williams to be registered in the ship's manifest. Upon leaving the room you will quickly discover that there's been a murder on board. The man's name was Finn Oddball, as the Magisters will explain, and they will even ask you to keep an eye out for possible suspect. Magister Waters, who is located inside the murder room, will even offer you some gold if you manage to find the culprit or any leads. Main Hold. The next area contains a bunch of NPCs, most of which are future possible companion choices. The Exiled Royal, Red Prince, Lone Wolf, Ifan, the Vengeful Slave, Sibel, the Exiled Dwarf, Beast, the Woken Mortal, Fane, Possessed Bard, Los. Before you go further, make sure to pick up the bedroll on your right. It'll be a very useful tool for the journey to come, allowing you to restore your entire party's health at will. You can speak with each one of the companions to learn a bit more about them and introduce yourself. After you've done that and looted all the bucket helmets your heart desires, head into the office Magister Pate is standing next to for registration. Upon entry, you'll find a sorcerer being held up by Magisters named Wendigo, being questioned about the murder. He admits to the crime, and shortly after, breaks her source collar. This is where stuff gets real as she casts Source Blast and sets the entire ship ablaze. There will be a chest to your left. Loot it before continuing. You should find weapons inside. Next we'll head up the stairs. You'll find a water barrel directly in front of you. You can use it to put out the fire on the ground to progress. If you have the Pet Pal talent, there will be a room on your right with the Source Hound in it that you can communicate with. Make sure to loot the chest inside that room before continuing. On your left, there will also be a room with a gold cup on the table. Make sure to grab that as well, as they sell for a bit of gold to vendors. The room behind you contains two Magisters that are reluctant to leave their positions, and may even try to attack you if you fail persuasion. When you're ready, continue forward. You'll find a skull-marked key at the front part of the room on a Magister Priest Medwin, along with the elf you met earlier, Fane, sitting down and reading through an encyclopedia. You can now see that he's not an elf, but in fact an undead, as he explains. After you finish your conversation with Fane, head through the door with the skull marking on it using the key you found on the body. After the void creature breaks through, head up the stairs on the left side. Main deck. You will come across two vicious voidlings who should be relatively easy to deal with. With no physical or magic armor, you should make short work of them with your abilities. After the fight, head for the lugboat on the other side. You will encounter Jill, a dwarf interested in leaving immediately without attempting a search and rescue, and Trice, a little boy who insists that there may still be people alive, and asks you to go back below deck. If you insist that there's no time to spare but agree to go back down to help the others, You may earn more experience points as a result. Use the ladder next to the boat to go below deck. You now find the hold filled with Voidwoken. This fight should be extremely easy with the help of the others. Make sure you don't get overwhelmed by the Voidwoken, as it is still possible to die in this scenario. After the fight, head to the top right corner of the room and grab the greasy key. It'll open the door right next to it. Use Alt to make sure you'll be able to see the loot on the ground. Afterwards, you can either head straight to the lifeboat or head back to the room you spawned in and find Magister Siwan gravely wounded on the floor. You will now have two choices. Choose to help and leave the Magister to die, or stay and try to save her. To try and save her, hold the rag to her throat. Next, unravel it and wrap it around her neck like a tourniquet, and then hold the cloth tighter to the wound. Continue holding the cloth to the wound and try to help her up. The Kraken will then finish the job and begin tearing the ship apart. You are now shipwrecked. Next, a cutscene will play with High Judge Orvald writing a letter to Dallas the Hammer, stating that a ship full of sorcerer prisoners was attacked and all of the crew are presumed dead. Afterwards, you will awaken upon the beach of Fort Joy. The first thing you should do is take a note of your surroundings and gather up what loot you can before pressing south. To the east you will find a lonely child with the waypoint, the ancient statue of Brachus Rex. After you finish your conversation, head south and you will come across two voidlings on your right. You can either engage them now or press forward to meet the Red Prince. Use the minimap to indicate NPCs and enemies in your area. If you would like to recruit Red Prince as an ally, now would be the time to do so. Speak to him and choose which role you would like him to play in your party, or refrain. After you've made your decision, backtrack to the voidlings and engage. Next, begin heading south again, looting the reinforced chests on the side of the road in the process. On the way to the city, you will come across a black cat. A lot of people may not notice this cat, but this animal can be very useful to your campaign. If you keep the cat alive until you escape Fort Joy, you will gain the animal as a summonable companion. It is a very useful tool to have. One of its skills allows you to swap places with the cat, whilst the second one allows the cat to feline leap across the battlefield, or to high places. You can use this for things like escaping battles, chasing down enemies, getting a flank set up on enemies in high places, or even just getting your range-based characters into high vantage points themselves. To ensure the cat's survival, make sure you keep him away from Magisters at the front gate and near the castle entrance as much as possible. To do so, after witnessing Dallas the Hammer in front of the gate, take the ladder on the right side of the gatehouse instead. On your way to the city, you will find some buried treasure with equipment inside. Be sure to grab this as soon as possible. If you do not have Red Prince in your party or have a lizard, you will need to find a shovel, which I will show you where to get one later. You also find a yarrow flower below a broken bridge nearby. Be sure to grab this as we will need it later. If you haven't found a bedroll already, make sure to grab the one on top of the bridge. If you're playing co-op and your companion has a bot character linked to them, make sure to hand them a bedroll along with having your own. Bedrolls only affect party members trained to your character when you use it. Down the shoreline you will meet Trice, a child who suggested you go back and save the others on the ship before it went down. Before heading into the city, head east and you will find a hidden pass surrounded by bushes, where you will find Fane, the undead you spoke with on the ship before. Speak with him and decide whether you'd like to have him as your companion or not. Afterwards, keep moving through the Enclave. On your right, you will notice a cave down below with an elk corpse at the bottom of the cliff. Take note of this as we will be returning here after obtaining the Gloves of Teleportation. If you have an elf in your party, and they consume the corpse, they will gain knowledge. You can get rid of the poison in front of you by setting it on fire, or just walking through it. After you climb the ladder, you should reach level 2. Talk to the child on the right and provide comfort, and she will give you an electric discharge scroll. Speak with the woman in the camp. An opportunity will arise here for you to ask for her belongings on behalf of a Magister. After you've decided what to do, head back to the gate of Fort Joy. You will witness a Magister on trial for the escape of the prisoners. After a dialogue, you will witness the death of Magister Atusa. Loot the corpse and take the leg of Atusa. This will be a useful item later for avoiding a tough battle. When finished, take the ladder on the right. You can talk to the dwarf on top of the tower for some words of comfort, or join the people at the table playing cards. If you decide to join the table, you'll immediately find out that Ralvo is a cheater and demanding a fee for you to stay in Fort Joy. You can tell him that you have nothing of value on your person to move on, or initiate a fight and say you won't relinquish your valuables. Afterwards, head down the ladder and into the center to find Lodi being held up by thugs. You can either side with the Lodi, gaining a reputation gain and gaining the ability to recruit Ifan, or side against her with the reputation gain with Burrow and Kana. If you decide to kill Lodi, you'll be able to loot her severed head for enough to eat and learn knowledge. For the purposes of this guide, we will side with the Lodi. When you side with her, Burrow and Kana should back down from the fight and leave her be. The Lodi will then tell you to follow her. If you have some gold to spend, there will be a vendor on your left that sells summoning books, Nabora. You can also steal from her by getting a companion to talk to her / make her face one direction while you go behind her with the thief character. It requires one thievery to steal from. After siding with the Lodi and deciding whether to recruit Ifan or Los standing a few feet away at the statue, follow a Lodi to the cave. Make sure to avoid the guards on the left, as they will try to attack the cat. Also be sure to note you can heal the cat at any time. On your way to the cave, you will meet Dr. Leste on your left. Make sure to offer a potion for some experience gain. You can also restore Dane with the restoration spell to ensure he does not die. Next, head into the cave. The cave. Speak with the Lodi for a quest reward and a severed head usable by an elf. Next, speak with Sahelia and she will tell you about your journey. After the dialogue, change the subject and ask if she knows a way out of Fort Joy. She will tell you her protector Amiro is imprisoned in Griff's camp. Offer your help to her and find the child named Modi. Offer to play hide and seek and he will begin running towards a corner of the room. He won't be invisible, so you'll be able to easily follow him. You will then initiate another round of hide and seek, and this time he will go invisible. Head to the other corner of the room and he will tell you to dig up a latch. If you have any money on you and are interested in buying warfare skills or equipment, head on over to Callius near the entrance and open the shop. Make sure to note that if you're buying something, you can use the Add Gold to Match offer button at the top of the screen to easily pay for your items. When finished, dig up the hidden hatch. If you don't have a shovel at this point, you can move the barricades next to Lodi and travel deeper into the cave to find one on the right, along with gaining some experience. Afterwards, make your way down to Modi and he will tell you about Lord Withermore, a cursed man impaled upon the wall by Brachus Rex. Use a strength-based character to retrieve the spear and he will tell you he will help you get out of Fort Joy in exchange for finding and breaking his soul jar in the Fort Joy prison. He will tell you there is a hidden switch in the Fort Joy square on the side of the statue that you can use to reach the prison of Fort Joy. Loot the chest on your left and waypoint travel to the Fort Joy square. Before we go into the prison, head forward into Griff's camp. You can speak with Butters at the top of the stairs to purchase some huntsman-based skill books. You can also speak to Hild to buy some equipment or scoundrel-based skill books. When you're ready, head south out of Griff's camp and find Stingtail by the beach. If you do not see him by the beach, he may be traveling back to Griff's camp to pick up supplies.